What's up, guys? This is Tom Burkart, and we are in the 2015 Chevy Silverado Z71. We're on our way back from Florida, where we actually got to drive the 2015 Ford F-150 really briefly. So we're going to shoot two videos here is the goal. The first is, separated sort of like thematically. The first is going to be to discuss the 2015 Silverado, lots of improvements to the vehicle, and reasons to upgrade if you are, a core, Chevy and GM truck devotee. And then the second video is going to be sort of like direct comparisons between this 2015 Silverado Z71 Crew Cab 1500 four-wheel drive and the 2015 Ford F-150. I believe it was a Lariat four-wheel drive with a 3.5 liter EcoBoost. So let's dive in. So 2015 Silverado, I've gotten a lot of chances to try to get this video really good because it just solved the GoPro problem with where it was cutting out every 30 seconds. So I have a pretty good idea of what I want to say about the Silverado, especially after doing like a 4-hour road trip there and back between South Carolina and Florida. So the key thing that you want to remember about the 2015 Silverado is that it's basically it keeps the really core and reliable elements of the Chevrolet truck design, including the engine, the really robust suspension setup, lots of the towing ability, and in many ways a lot of the same style that's been sort of a Chevy core for a long time. It's blockier, it's chunkier. This Z71 has optional 20-inch chrome wheels that look really good. And of course the Z71 is a good one to have because it changes the front grille design. You get more of a horizontal theme with versus the sort of like chrome honeycomb LTZ effect on the some cheaper Silverados. And so GM has really kept a lot of those really good parts of what's made Chevy trucks great for a long time, and it feels robust and totally unbreakable and unstressed. I mean, it's just me in this giant car. I haven't towed anything, so I'm really putting the vehicle under maybe 5% of its total usage scenarios. But even so, I've really come to I've come to like the Big Brute. That it is a fun vehicle. It feels enormous at first, like a lot of big trucks if you've just gotten out of cars and you're mostly used to cars. I mean, the steering is sort of pretty slow and but purposeful, and there are reminders of the truck's hardcore mission, with including the two-wheel drive setting, auto, 4 high, and then 4 low, which of course is one more than even the Escalade has for 2015. Escalade switched from an all-wheel drive setup to the traditional switchable 4-wheel drive. We also have some other cool goodies that's off-road, like altimeters and just other displays in the multi-control panel of the Silverado's gauge cluster, to remind you that this is a really hardcore truck. It's meant to work. This is a work truck, and by keeping the powertrain similar to the previous years, for the 2015 or 2014 and 2015 model year, Chevrolet has really stuck to its guns and knows that these are battle tested and proven components that work not only in testing scenarios but out in the real world for 200-300,000 miles. So those are all really good things. And for this vehicle is a 2015 model year, but it includes the 6-speed automatic transmission. It hasn't been. The Silverado is slowly upgrading to the 8-speed automatic setup for as sort of a mid-year update, you could call it. And that 8-speed automatic is still really robust, and the hope is that it improves fuel economy while cruising, as well as just overall responsiveness. The acceleration times of the vehicle will improve from about 7.1 second, I would estimate, for this 2015 Z71 4-wheel drive with 5.3 liter V8 and the 6-speed to the same configuration with an 8-speed. I would estimate that we'll get down to 6.8 or 6.7 seconds with that 8-speed automatic. And that's just another example of sort of that 8-speed is really an amazing transmission, and is going in everything. It's going to be in the Corvette Z06 and the Cadillac ATS-V, and is delivering amazing performance. and is obviously up to the task of handling a full load and back, heavy payload. It has, you know, like a torque limit of like 1,000 foot-pounds, so really strong transmission. But then, so where did Chevy make like a lot of big changes? If, you know, if the style is pretty similar on the outside and the mechanical components are pretty similar underneath the hood, well, it really comes down to this cabin. And you can really feel it most in a loaded like LTZ model like this one, which stickers for this car comes in at $45,800 as its base price, and then we have like 20 like really good options that are definitely recommended. You have LTZ Plus package with power adjustable pedals. Sounds really silly, but is actually pretty nice considering the fact that the steering wheel has like a really wide area of rake, but is not telescopic, but doesn't telescope, which is a little surprising. We also have a heated steering wheel, which is really handy, heated and cooled seats, Bose audio system. The 20-inch wheels are a $1,400 option. Power moonroof is $1,000. Driver alert package $845, and that comes with lane departure warning, parking assistance, and then a collision warning setting. That is actually like, it's pretty good and it's pretty helpful. Despite not being like a full auto cruise, it will disable the cruise control if you cross the threshold of like getting too close to a vehicle in front of you. And you can disable that, of course, but it's, you know, it's pretty helpful. So we've also got 6-inch chrome assist steps, heated and cooled driver's seats, like we said, $650. Deep Ocean Blue is $500. Chevrolet MyLink, $500. With the 8-inch diagonal touchscreen, and for 2015 we have 4G LTE as a hotspot in here. So it's quicker than my phone, which is also 4G LTE, but it seems to be just like a little bit quicker because it's more dedicated to just doing sort of like data for my one phone. And that's okay if, you know, it's good. Like, okay, so let's say everybody in the car has their phone with them. Not everybody's going to be on the fastest networks, so it's just really convenient to have that sort of 4G LTE, and that is like a really affordable. I think it's like $5 to $10 a month is the subscription, which is really cheap and affordable. It's really a no-brainer. Every time you get in, it remembers you. You know, the password is just OnStar 4G LTE, so people can get in and just rely on that to work, you know, rain or shine, no matter what network they have, or if they just want to cut their data usage down a little bit. So other things we've got in this loaded vehicle: spray-on bed liner, full feature front seats with leather pointed buckets of center console floor and USB ports, trailer brake control, mobile tie downs, LED lighting in the cab. We've got 7,200 pounds gross vehicle weight rating. Rear axle on this one is 3.42 and 20-inch all-terrain tires. So that's a real laundry list of optional features, and it does take the as-tested price of this Silverado 1500 Z71 up to $55,000, which seems surprising, but not really in this new world of really just really steep pickup prices. I mean, they're really bananas. If you were looking at like a Silverado 2500 with like a Duramax diesel, I mean, it's pretty easy to go out the door in one of those at like a $70,000 to $75,000 price. So obviously it helps if you can make this a business expense and be able to sort of allocate a portion of your you know, what the truck is going to, the work that the truck is going to be doing, you know, goes into sort of paying for it. And the fact that you have like all these modern conveniences and a really comfortable new cabin is just helps you get, you know, more work done. So that is really nice. And this cabin is vastly improved. It has, you know, I would say about 80% of the latest equipment that General Motors can offer in any vehicle, and coming right from like an Escalade into the 2015 Silverado is enlightening, because they share so much good. They share a lot of their good components, and where the Silverado misses out, it's like it's not necessarily, you know, I personally prefer Chevrolet's MyLink control system to the Cadillac Q, despite them having like a lot of similarities and the Cadillac having like better 3D visualizations of the map. I mean, it's just easier to use. Hop in, use it. Other things that, like, you know, you use a key to start this vehicle, which I'm getting so spoiled because I'm like, you know, this is so quaint, you know, but it still has like really easy and reliable remote start to warm up that engine or cool down the cab or do whatever you need. It has cylinder deactivation and is pretty eager to engage it. We also have a ton of controls that we can select through in the information cluster screens. So we're averaging, we've been driving like pretty fast, but we're averaging like about 18 miles per gallon in the vehicle, and at like a steady state cruise between like 65 and 70 miles an hour on the highway, depending on the grade of the surface. The engine is really eager to go into 4-cylinder mode, and it shows that like V4 icon on the dash. Otherwise you really wouldn't know it, but you will see your real-time fuel economy go way up. So those are all really good things. I mean, it feels more comfortable, it feels quieter. It has, you know, just an amazing feature set of modern equipment, including automatic climate control. You know, those heated and cooled seats, like we mentioned, are a little easier to decipher than they might be in like the stylized Cadillac dashboard. You just have like an AC and the seat icon, and then you know, the heat controls next door to them. You've got some nice toggle switches where you can actually move the adjustable pedals on the fly with this guy, whereas the Escalade, you can only do it in park. Just a little detail thing, but it does help you get a little more comfortable and have a good ankle height to control the vehicle, while also, you know, being able to accommodate like average size people all the way to like, you know, really short people and like huge guys who are like 6'10". I mean, this seat, we won't go too far back, but I mean, the GM seat is there's just a huge range of driving positions that you could take in this vehicle. So that's good. And then about the seat itself, it has the GM safety seat sort of like vibrate like technology. So that will happen on like your right cheek or your left cheek, depending on what it's noticing. So we have like the lane control. So let's like, I'll go like over here. Okay, so it's giving me like a little vibrate at the same time that those little things on the side of the road did. It sounds like pretty silly and not necessary, but your body and your brain actually learn and work together with the things. So like, it doesn't just come on for things like lane departure. I mean, it also comes on and lets you know in parking scenarios. It'll give you, and it has like a variety of messages that it can give you. If something is fully behind you that you need to like be aware of right now and not back into it, it'll do like both of the back of the seat elements vibrate at the same time, and you just sort of like learn, and it's just sort of a shorthand that avoids, you know, disturbing passengers, but keeps everyone safe, and has a lot less, you know, bells and dinging and sort of like warning lights and stuff like that. So this is a real traditionalist hero. I think in terms of a work truck with you know, let's say 4/5 of the Escalade's latest technology and comfort, the Silverado 1500 for 2015 is a really solid decision. And I think that guys who have been in the previous trucks will be, you know, elated with the new comfort and technology features, and definitely go for a bunch of the options, which I'm not sure if you can see down here a little bit, but we have an amazing set of power controls. So we've got like a 110 volt outlet, just like a regular plug-in outlet with a 3-prong thing. We have 3 USBs and 2 cigarette lighter jacks right there, right in the front of the console. So, you know, you can get all those things humming and have all your accessories charging at the same time. We've also got a 3.5mm audio jack in this giant center console, 2 more USB ports, an SD card slot, and another cigarette lighter jack, and I think there are more in the back seat too. So obviously, you know, it's the comfort and convenience of the 2015 Silverado have gone through the roof, while keeping a lot of those core competencies intact. You don't have to worry about sort of like breaking in some kind of new technology over the working life of this truck, because it's always going to perform and do its, you know, and do its thing, live in its wheelhouse, you know, towing, let's say like off-road maneuvers, all the way to like an enormous and really comfortable back seat. All right, well, we'll see you guys soon. Check the next video. We're going to talk about how the Silverado, I might have called it the Escalade just a moment ago. Excuse me, how the Silverado 1500 Z71 really compares with a quick drive in the 2015 Ford F-150. All right, thanks a lot. This has been Tom Burkart for Car Revs Daily.